Hey guys, we're back. This is Tashi, aka the Positive Vibe Enthusiast. I know this is season 4, but I don't even know what episode we're on. But I'm excited to have everyone back. We have a very special guest. Before I announce our special guest, I just want to catch up with everybody first. Alonzo, how the hell are you? How you been?
Man, I've been good. Getting adjusted to the newer job, the new scenery at the job, and it's cool. I like it.
That's what's up. That's what's
Yeah.
up. And what about you, Chief? How's it hanging? How was your holiday weekend?
Pretty nice. I got to spend it with some family, in-laws, and we did a little cookout. Nothing too fancy, but we had a good time just talking and enjoying the weather.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And what about you, Tracy? What's been cracking
Girl,
lacking?
oh, not much. I'll just say I'm blessed and hot as ever. Because it's hot.
It's muy caliente.
Girl, muy, muy.
All right. All right. Well, we have a very, very special guest today. His name is JT, and we are so happy to have you, JT. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How you doing? I'm blessed to be here.
And we are so happy to have you. And just to give a little background on our guest, he is a man of like a lot of lives you didn't live, it seems. So we're just like super excited to have you, and we're gonna discuss like just this episode is dedicated to you. So we are going to just pick your brain and let you discuss, about yourself and let us know, what you're doing now as well as a little bit about your background. And I guess my
Okay.
first question is, how did you grow up? Where did you grow up?
Well, I was born and raised in Harvey, Illinois. It's a south suburb of Chicago. I grew up exactly in what is actually Cornell Village, but
Okay.
everybody that lived there in Harvey know it as just called the Village. It was the projects part of Harvey,
Yeah,
and
I didn't live too far from there. I live in Chicago Heights. I was born and raised there, so
yeah. So everybody just called it the Village. You know what I'm
exactly,
saying?
yeah.
Not many people knew it was actually named Cornell
No,
Village.
yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah, but that's something I know because I live there. But
Right.
yeah, I grew up with my stepdad. I knew who my real father was, but he made a choice. You know, he wasn't around to raise us. My mother didn't keep us away from his side of the family. You know, we would spend almost the whole summer at my grandma's house, just so we'll know our people. And I don't know, I had a loving mother. May she rest in peace. She instilled a lot in me, and just to tell you what made me who I am today, I had to sit back and realize that I let her down when I was 17. I got locked up when I was 3 weeks after I turned 18. I got locked up and I was gone for 17 years and 2 months.
Mm.
And the person I was not the person my mama raised. You know, and in my eyes, I let her down. And honestly, I've been spending my last waking days since trying to fix that
Mm.
in myself. So that's why I try to do good as much as I can. I'm human. You know what I'm saying? If you rub me the wrong way, I may do you dirty. But I don't do nobody dirty that didn't have it coming to them.
No, I definitely understand it. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I wanted to know, since 2 days after your 18th birthday, how did that feel? Like when like, can you remember how your mindset was like when you got hit with that sentence?
Well, it was actually 3 weeks after I turned 18. I had accepted. It sounds strange, but I accepted the life that I was living. I was real smart. I understood what I was doing. I didn't know the grammatics of the people I was dealing with. I didn't know what they were doing to the full extent, but I knew whatever my hands played part in, there was only three outcomes that can happen. I can either get rich, I can die, or I can go to jail. So when that happened to me, I kind of took it on the chin, and I use it as a learning tool because I can't lie, I changed in an instant.
Mm.
In an instant, I changed. I became who my mama raised, and now I'm trying to figure myself about this hole. But the truth was, I got to do the time that they finna give me, and then when I'm out, I got to show everybody who I am. And actually, I wasn't trying to show nobody outside of myself. I was trying to prove to myself who I was. I've never in my life cared what nobody think about me. Everything I do is for the kindness of my heart. So, yeah, it ripped me apart. I've always been a family man. Alonzo will tell you, I've always been a family man. Anytime my auntie needed me, I had him and his siblings so much, people thought they were my kids.
I can only imagine how Alonzo was as a kid.
Yeah, that was my little man. That was my little.
Everything I am today is because of them niggas. For real. Like it's crazy because like I remember being like a shorty and I actually had like cousins that was a little around my age, but I grew up hanging around like my older cousins, like like James and Lawrence and Rocky and even friends that my father had brought around like Big Al and little Kevin and Danny. Like I was actually like put into situations where like I had to be mature in order to hang with them. But yeah, I definitely learned a lot from Cuz for real.
What's the most what's the one thing that definitely stands out that you learned from him that you definitely gonna have to pass down?
Confidence, because I remember this one situation. So check this out. My cousin, right, he had a car. So we ran around. Now, mind you, like I gotta be probably like 8 years old, 7, maybe 8 years old. I was young, and I'm sitting in the front seat. He driving. He got like his older niggas in the back seat, right? So like that's how cuz took care of me. So we ran down Cooper. I think like I forgot. I think that's like 150th, but we was like right in front of Cooper Park. And so like me, being a young nigga, like I've been watching them kind of like ride around town. They've been talking to girls and everything. So I see a little chick at the park. I'm like, ooh, look at her. My cuz instantly slammed on brakes and throw it in reverse. Go get her, cuz. Go get her. Now she had to be like 14, 15. Like she old, right? So I woke up like just I'm like,
That
what's
was
up?
you.
She like, so they told you to come over here, huh? I'm like, yeah. She was like, man, look, you better go back over there. I was like, but what you talking about? Like, I was trying to spit game and shit, but like I just learned like that, like, man, you know what? No matter what the situation, like you gotta be confident. Like, even though I had no business getting out that car talking to that older chick, like my cousin was like, nah, nigga, you spoke on it, so now you gotta show me.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Confidence is key in
If
everything.
you don't believe in yourself, should nobody believe in you. You know what I'm saying? I gotta believe in myself first, But I was a wild boy, you know what I'm saying? And I believe in I believe in the creator, I believe in a higher power. Even when I was doing my lunacy. I think he sat me down, you feel me? Because I was becoming a tyrant. I had people my father age asking me what should we do. I had nobody checking me. I had a lot of money. My stepdad knew what I did. My mother kind of knew what I did. I'm quite sure some people in the family knew what I did. Because anytime somebody needed something, and if I heard about it, I would make sure they had it. So I think he sat me down before what I was doing cost me my life.
Mm.
You know,
So I just have a quick question. So were you selling drugs? Was that how you were making money?
yeah. I sold drugs. I sold a lot of drugs, and I used to sell weight. And if you was bearing weight for me, and it looked like you was making too much money, in my eyes, pretty soon you're not gonna need to be buying this little stuff from me. So I'll send some people at you. I'll probably come myself, rob you, and when I see you in traffic, I mess around, hand you back what was took from you,
Mm.
Mm,
and charge you for it.
yikes.
In your eyes, I'm looking out for you. Now, this stuff I learned from my elders, though. I'm not gonna lie. I learned this stuff from my elders. I was young when I was doing this. I was 12, 13.
Oh,
I
so
wasn't.
that's a long time though. So by the time you got locked up, you were already in it 5, 6 years.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I was
Mm-hmm.
Tyrancy was the only path for me at that time. Could nobody tell me anything, and if I said I didn't care if I was wrong. It didn't matter. Bite your tongue. I didn't care who you was. I was aggressive. When it came to me handling business and the life that I live, in a family setting, in a neutral setting, I'm as sweet as mom's apple pie. You know, you would never know that was part of me. You never knew. I got people that live in that's in my family to this day wouldn't believe it if they heard me talking about it right now because they've never seen that from me. I
Yeah.
turn up real quick. Like I'm telling you, with the fear of God, I turn up real quick over a female in my family because that's how I was raised, and I feel real deeply about that. If you put your hands on her, you must want it to get what I got coming, what you got coming from me. And things changed. And I had to learn some things when I came on. Things changed real. I mean, I've seen it outside of my family, but I've seen it in my family now. You know, the emotions of a woman get a man in trouble, especially a man that care about her. It'll get him in trouble because if a guy's mistreating her in any shape, form, or fashion, and you have to physically get him up off of her, the first question that you got to have in your head now is, damn, I wonder what she gonna say when them people come. Is she gonna tell him the truth? Is she gonna side with him? Because I've seen it.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it. I've seen it. He came to his sister or his cousin or his auntie's rescue. And when the police is involved, she's sitting over here talking about some don't. First, she was telling you don't hit him. And now when the police come, she over here talking about some, I don't know why he hit him.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
exactly,
So,
you're right on that one because we all seen it with who,
yeah.
because she said she didn't need protecting with Jada Pinkett
Yeah.
with
So,
Will. Yeah.
in other words, you got a lot of whole ass niggas around here putting their hands on females that's part of a family that'll rip his ass apart. But we're
Mm-hmm.
afraid that she gonna say something.
Yeah.
I never faced that until I came home from the penitentiary. I never ever seen that in my life from no woman in my family until I came home. And a lot of that kind of make you want to stay to yourself. Cause I can't be around you knowing that this dude putting his hands on you and I ain't did nothing about it. I feel like a chump.
Well, I
You
mean,
know?
sometimes you got to let things take care of itself. But I like that you're talking about family. I know Alonzo had questions that he wanted to ask. Would you like to ask your questions, Alonzo?
Yeah, that's cool. Actually, like I kind of want to go back and talk about when you were saying like how you was young and you was doing your thing. You know, like when I was growing up, cause like when you was talking about the village, like y'all gotta understand, like he may have got in the game early, but when you talk about Harvey, like it's literally a city full of killers, but when you say like the village, like that's damn near like you might as well say like that's the slums of Harvey. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like he coming from like the bottom of the bottom. So like you say, me and my sisters, we spent a lot of time in the village, and we was over my auntie Jackie house like all summer long, and he had so many awards. Like every tournament that you can imagine. You know what I'm saying? Like MVP honors. And I just like was like, damn, like, like my cousin's so cold. And like I would hear stories about him balling. I never got a chance to actually see him ball. And like I was just like, when I was young, when he actually got locked up, it was like, well, I heard stories of like what he did, and it was like, well, like maybe he was just put in a bad situation, and shit like that. And then, like as I got older and I talked to my pops, because like my pops was like in his heyday, like he was heavy too, and so like my pops told me like when it came to like my mama's side of the family, he had told me like, no, like James, like that nigga was about that. You know what I'm saying? So like, I just kind of wanted to ask you, like, when you say like you was influenced by like the elders and shit, like did like my pops have like any influence, in like the type of life you was living? Because me and you, we only had those younger years together, and then we reconnected after you kind of like got out. And like between the time, like I heard stories, and also, I seen the same, basically the same message that my pops told you. He had told other family members like Elmo. I know what Elmo was getting into, and like even me, when like he found out that I was like fucking with the streets, it was like he had to sit down and have a conversation like that with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's outside of that though, man. You know what I'm saying? Your dad, man. He probably was the most influential uncle I have. And for everybody that's listening, he's not even my blood relative, man. But he was like probably hands down the most influential uncle that I had. Uncle Joe taught me a lot. I pretty much know how to build a home, other than electricity. I don't mess with electricity. But my Uncle Joe taught me how to do everything. I was 9 years old. I was mad because they made me come to work with them. I was mad. Lawrence older than me. Lawrence ain't got to do this, but they grabbing me because I'm the biggest.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was the problem. Everything since I was young. He big, get him. So I'm the biggest. They made me go. And if for anybody that ever wheelbarrowed any cement, you have to do it with your hip. A wheelbarrow full of cement, you have to control it with your hips and not your arms. Nobody tell me this. So they laughed and they filled it up. We was doing a porch in the sidewalk. And he filled it up. And he said, nephew, go get that wheelbarrow, bring that cement over here. I'm strong. I know I'm strong. So I pick it up. They get quiet. Everybody looking at me. I don't care. When I turned the corner though, the whole wheelbarrow flew over. They laughing at me. I say, man, what y'all do? I said, man, that ain't funny. And Uncle Joe say, now clean it up. Next time you do something, ask somebody how you do this. Don't just think you know what you're doing. Right. And then me clean up all that cement. I spent the whole almost until lunchtime cleaning that cement up off of that sidewalk.
Yeah.
And out that grass. And that was a good lesson though. And that was a hell of a way to show it to me. He said, because he knew I was, you know what I'm saying, I'm inquisitive, but I get to touching on shit. He like, man, don't be doing stuff without asking somebody how you do it.
Yeah. And you know something else, cause like of course he did that to me too, but like later on when I kind of like got older and shit, I down there started looking at him like, man, low key, like this nigga kind of like Yoda. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's what he do.
Used to give like life lessons without saying nothing.
Yeah, he do. And for real. And that's how most of my lessons came from him, man. He'll sit there and watch me mess up to the point where I know I'm messing up, and he'll be like, man, you must ain't hit me, huh, nephew. And you know that laugh.
Yeah.
So yeah. A lot of my lessons came that way, man, but he taught me a lot. You know what I'm saying? Drywalling, roofing, tiling. He taught me a lot, man. Building frames, he showed me a lot. And I remember it. And you ask Kevin, I'll be on him. I'll be on Kevin line. Because I used to be on Uncle Joe line. When I'm doing something, I want to make sure I'm not finna mess up, even though I know what I'm doing. Hey, Uncle
Mm-hmm.
Kev. Yeah. So I've been on his line a whole lot lately.
Yeah. Yeah. And another question I wanted to ask, because you know, like when you was gone, like you was gone a long time. Um, to me, it just seemed like, I guess, you know what I'm saying, people kind of out of sight, out of mind. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I was like on some shit like when I was in high school, and one of my boys had got locked up, and like it kind of like brought me back, like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like I got a cousin that's still locked up, like how he doing? And that's when I like kind of asked Auntie Jackie for your information, and I was able to get like one or two letters off and shit. And
Yeah.
and I was just like, like I wanted to know, like, did you, while you was gone, did you interact with a lot of family? Like, and like how was that experience, being locked up so long, and like the way your family was?
Man, that's crazy you would ask me that, man. I have to be 100% with you, man. I'm not even gonna sound like this one. There's a lot of people, man, in the streets. I didn't disclose my location to nobody, but if they needed me, they sure found a way to find me, man.
Mm-hmm.
And for 17 years and 2 months, I was locked up in a box, B. People got blocks on their phone. I've written every last one of them. Can't nobody say they didn't get a letter from me. I didn't get no responses. You know who I got responses from? I got responses from my little cousins, the ones that's your age. Y'all wrote me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Tasha wrote me. Y'all wrote me. I didn't get none from these grown people that knew how to find me when I was out doing bad. But now I'm sitting here and I actually need somebody's help, and I didn't hear from none of them, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Everybody
Yeah.
say they wrote me. You know what I'm saying? I can't say that you didn't write me or not. All I can tell you is you didn't give it to me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't give it to me. And it don't make me hate anybody. I mean, as you can tell when I came home, I'm still that family man I was before I got locked up. The difference is I know our relationship now.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I don't hold you in that esteem that I once held you, man. So in other words, you can't come to me for anything.
Yeah.
You know, every time you come to me, it's damn near a round table meeting, man. Let's sit down and talk about it.
Yeah. I
You know what I'm
got
saying? Yeah, because I mean that's how I see it, man. At the end of the day, when I needed you the most, you know what I'm saying, this is how you treated me. And I'm cool with that. Just don't be upset when I ain't fucking with you.
you. Yeah. I got
And
you.
I get a whole lot of back talk and backlag from that. A whole lot of he ain't shit, you know what I'm saying? And he's selfish and he this, he that. And I love it. Cause at the end of the day, when I hear people talking like that, that mean they mad. And I'm doing something right. And they trying to get in. Fuck y'all.
Yeah.
I love them, but I don't deal with them.
Yeah. Yeah. It just like I say, like the only time I really like heard people mentioning you, you know what I'm saying, was like when I'm over Auntie Jackie house, you know what I'm saying? And like she still like, bro, like the whole time she always had all your trophies up, you know what I'm saying? Like, how she was.
Yeah.
So like, like, and I used to like ask her, like, man, how James doing? And she'd tell me like he doing good. I talked to him, but I never really heard like nobody else, like like any other aunties or uncles say like, oh yeah, like we're going to see James. Like I remember one time I went to court with Auntie, and we was actually able to it was in I want to say it was in the Markham courthouse. You had like a little hearing or something. We was able to like catch you and visit with you before you went back to county or wherever you was at. But like that was like the only time I had seen you, before you came home.
Yeah. Dad gave me I want I think when I had got my time, all y'all had came downstairs to see me before they took me back to the county jail.
Yeah, yeah, because
Yeah.
it was a few of us. Yeah.
Yep.
Like, and on this podcast, one thing, cause like it's called the positive enthusiast, and we always try to, keep the positivity up, but we also want to have a message for like our viewers and our followers. So a lot of times, like especially when it comes to like hip hop music, man. People like glorify, you know what I'm saying, going to jail. Like even growing up, a lot of times I heard like, oh, you ain't a man till you get locked up. So like I just kind of wanted you to kind of like talk, maybe tell like some wild ass shit you done seen or did while you was locked up, you know, without incriminating yourself, of course, to like just let motherfuckers know like that shit ain't sweet. Like the best thing about being a man is being able to provide for your family. You can't provide when you inside.
So I seen. I'm gonna tell you the most shocking thing I seen. Um, and this ain't got nothing to do with no fighting or nothing. This is a predatorial. It's an older guy. They call him Papa Breed. He wasn't the only one doing it. It was quite a few of them doing that. But he would get a young dude, however he see him. If he see him in receiving and he want him, he tell whoever moving them people from receiving, send him to my wing. And he get them, bring them into his cell. He feed them and everything. Everybody on the wing knew when that towel go on that door and it closed, there's curtains for that boy that's in there. I never knew until one day somebody told me. It was like, man, Papa Bree been in there fucking that boy for a couple hours. I'm like, man, what you talking about? And he told me, he was like, man, you see that towel on the door? I act like you don't see that towel on the door. I'm like, that's what that is? He's like, yeah. Me being who I am, I'm mad because he in here raping these little boys, and then these little boys so embarrassed they don't want to say anything because they already know that the people gonna tell their family. You know what I'm saying? They gotta let their family know. That's number one. So they're afraid to say anything. I went straight to Papa. I went straight to Papa Breeze though. You know what I'm saying? I was a conservative vice lord. I had nothing to do with their business. These are two different gangs. And at the time, I wasn't nothing. I had quit. And I dared anybody that had a problem with it to come holler at me. I did not stay in my cell when the bars open and none of that. I was out every time somebody had rotation. I went to Papa Breeze's door and I banged on the door and I kept banging on the door till he opened it. He opened the door with his robe on, and I punched him clean in his nose. And I looked in there, the little boy was knocked out. He was in there raping that boy. I punched him dead in his nose. And he didn't want no more smoke. He was screaming. You know what I'm saying? He trying to get his gas, but everybody on the wing was so upset about that situation. You know what I'm saying? That what he be doing, even his guys didn't do nothing. Because I fully expected to get jumped when I did it. So but I didn't care. You know what I'm saying? I punched him in his nose. He fell down. He never got back up off the floor. I went in there. A couple guys came help me. We put a blanket around the boy and carried him to the interlock.
Yeah.
But there was a few little boys that was on that wing. You know what I'm saying? That he done that to. You know, a couple of them actually turned out to be gay. He not to rape them no more. They was coming to the cell to get it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what prison is, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, that's what it used to be. Now it's a mental home, man.
Really?
It's all mental, man. Yes, it's all mental. The pen is mightier than the sword. Everything mental in there. They want you to. It don't matter what they want you to do. It's so heartless in there right now. If you could go on your visit and act a fool, and they can give you some more time. So you gonna act straight, or you gonna be in here for the rest of your life, or you gonna be in here for a couple months or a couple years later than what you would have been here for.
So do you think going to prison added to your manhood in any sense? Like, do you think that it made you a stronger person? Or do you think that if you stayed out that you would have been able to still learn the same like life lessons? I guess is my question.
Well, prison showed me how strong I was, But I've always been this person, even in the streets. I always been headstrong. Always been confident. Always been inquisitive to somebody that I think know more than me or may have something of substance. I never approached a situation where I felt like I was too big for anything. I respect everything when I walk in the door, and I'm expecting a win because I'm respecting everything in the door. Meaning I'm paying attention and I'm giving everything its just due process.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I learned by being in prison. One thing, patience. That's it. And prison didn't teach me nothing else but patience.
Did you
That's
always know you were going to get out of prison?
yeah, yeah, yeah. That was my slogan. They can't hold me forever.
Mm,
You know,
that's
I'm
good.
sitting in Menard in the pit, and when they call Menard the pit, Menard is actually dug in the ground. The penitentiary is dug in the ground, and that's why they call it the pit. I'm sitting on the yard, and I'm talking to a guy that I grew up with since kids. I'm talking about kindergarten. Been knowing him my entire life, and the only thing that came to my head was they should have never
Hello?
showed me this shit, man. That's all I thought. They should have never showed me this. If they wanted me to keep perpetuating that bullshit, they should have kept me in the streets, man.
Hello?
Yeah,
That's okay.
but just keep it short on your on what I was saying, man. The penitentiary taught me patience, man. It taught me patience, and the only thing that I could think of was what I got in store. People ain't ready for, and I already knew money is just a means to an end. When you're talking to me, I don't value money, but I know it's a means to an end, and I'm gonna have my means to an end in a minute. I got a whole lot of stuff cooking right now,
And that's
but
what I was
prison
about to
taught me
ask you.
patience.
And that's
Yeah,
what I was going to ask you. So, like, now that you're out, so what year did you get released from prison?
I came home 2012,
So,
September 19th.
so it's been 10 years. So almost 10 years you've been out. What,
Yeah.
what's the most, your biggest accomplishment since being out of prison?
Uh, my biggest accomplishment is realizing that the biggest one haven't happened yet.
I
Um,
like that.
that's the truth, though. And I laugh because me and my brother, we Bishop, we talk a lot in the frame of how we talking now. And I don't pat myself on the back. He hate that about me because to him I've done something, but to me I ain't done nothing yet because I got so much in my eyesight. The things I've done don't mean that much to me. But I came home. I had a tax office at one time. Um, I I had not a security firm, but I had a group of guys that would come around and bounce in strip clubs and stuff with me.
Okay.
So we would bounce at strip clubs like Adriana, uh, several lockdowns in the city. Um, I got me. I'm gonna tell you the story. How I say I stole a job. uh, so I I went to go see Auntie Nikki, Joe. I went to
Uh,
go see Auntie Nikki at the unemployment office. Now I had been going through. I had been, I had been going through all of my people that I had left resumes and stuff with, and nobody bit. So I'm sitting here like, man, it's something else I got to do. But I never ever felt like not going to work. This was the first time ever I felt like not going to work. So I know it's something cracking right there, because that ain't me. I take care of my business. So um, I don't go to work. And when I don't go to work, Ain't nobody been on my resume. So I go see Nikki at the unemployment office. She tell me, ain't nothing happening right now. I'm like, okay, all right. So I'm leaving now, and I hear this dude, Reginald Whitley. I see his name plate on his desk. He talking to somebody about a job in the graveyard that's paying 18.25. I'm like, dang. So I slide over there. I'm like, hey man, Reginald Whitley. He was like, yeah. I said, you got something for me, man? Job was paying 18.25 or something. He was like, oh yeah, the graveyard. I said, yeah, that's the one. I'm not lying, man. I can't make this up, man. So
But that's a great story, James, about you overhearing this job opportunity and jumping right on it. We Alonzo let me know that I did kind of miss the opportunity to for you to really explain, if you can, why did you get so much time? Like, what were the actual charges that you were found guilty of?
I they locked me up for attempt murder. I was found not guilty for that. They locked me up for attempt murder. They locked me up. It was aggravated battery with a firearm, unlawful use of a weapon by a felon. Because the moment I turned 17, police rolled up on me, patted me down. They didn't find anything. That went back in my pocket, and Dion was like, I watched him. He just went in there twice. He come out with a dime bag of weed. They put me in jail. So they gave me an unlawful use of a weapon by a felon. Everything was wiped off, and they locked me up for aggravated battery with a firearm. But because I didn't take the cop out, which was 10 years, me and the judge was kind of beefing with each other. I didn't know he took it that serious, to be honest, because I wasn't trying to take no time for something I didn't do, because I didn't do it. No, and I didn't think that dude would come to court and say I did it, but he did. And the judge gave me 35 years. He went over my max. He raised my max from 6 to 30 to 15 to 45. That's how I got so much time.
Is it like a day for a day while you're in prison, or like
Yeah. Under the law that I was under is day for day. But the law now, they would be doing 85% to 100 for they doing 100 for murders, and like for that violent the tail murder, they'd have been doing 85.
Wow. So with, like Alonzo was saying earlier, with how music is glorifying, um, going to prison, do you, what, I guess, what's your message to counteract that? Like, I'm sure you wouldn't want anybody else to go through what you went through, but what's your message to anyone young that's out in these streets being goofy, right now?
And most of these people that's rapping, they didn't live a day of what they rapping. They glorify. You can tell, and I'm gonna say it like this: the biggest dog doesn't bark. He don't bark at all. In fact, he don't even want nobody to know he a dog. And you got these people out here yelling and screaming, "I'm a killer. I'm this. I'm that." And the ones that's trying to live that life, they got them locked up right now. Young Thug. I'm not, just to say the least. You know what I'm saying? Gunner. They trying to live these double lives to remain true. And I'm not understanding why. You out here making millions, but you can't leave the streets alone. And then this is what happened to you when you can't leave the streets alone. And the people that's rapping, the stuff they talking about, people don't do the stuff they talking about and still be on the streets able to tell you years later, yeah, I did that. No, people gonna be looking for you. So when they get to talking about that stuff and people want to live it, now you see this goofy stuff going on, man. You see these kids out here, these kids making guns. They making guns. They don't have to go to the store and buy them. They making them, and they got them with the switch out here. In other words, just dude, Lil Migo said it. He said it's an automatic. I can hit you without even trying. All you gotta do is hit the switch and point in your direction. That's all you gonna hear.
Wow.
And it's gonna chop a tree down. That's how fast them bullets coming out of there.
Is
You
it?
know, yeah.
I mean, with being out now, and you start your new life. You're doing things. Did you stay in the same area, or did you decide to like leave the Chicagoland area and like start a new life?
Well, I mean, when I came home, I had been gone for 17 years. I had saved up a few dollars, but it wasn't much.
Hmm.
Just enough to take my daughter out, have a nice time with her. But life is just. I want peace. Let me say it like that. When I came home, I wanted peace,
Okay.
and I was met with a lot of disdain. I was met with a lot of "you owe me," or "I can't believe that you're not talking to me." And people trying to force me to talk to people. I
Mm.
told my mother I didn't want no party when I came home because I didn't want certain people smiling in my face telling me they miss me when I know damn well you don't miss me the way you talking. And out of respect for my mother, I didn't cause a scene, but I'm very blunt. I'm not, again, like I said, I've never cared what nobody thought about me. And those are one of those situations. I'm grown, and I want to decide my company, especially when I come home from a place where I was forced to go into a cell and shut up because they said lights out. You know what I'm saying? I think at the very least I can decide who I'm gonna spend my time with. But it took me almost 2 years when I came home just to have that type of peace.
Okay.
People in the family tried to turn my daughter against me. You know, a lot of bad talking about me when I ain't around, and it's taking effect on my daughter. You know what I'm saying? To the point where she don't really have that type of relationship with me because she want me to talk to her mom, or she want me to do this or that, or somebody done told her because she was graduating and our daddy don't have that type of money right now. I literally just came home 2 months ago, and they
Yeah.
looking at me about her dress and all this other stuff. I'm looking at them like, man, y'all not finna make me go sell drugs again, man. Y'all got me fucked up. And I sat my daughter down with her mother, and I said, look, man, I know you used to me having money. I said, I just came home, man. Let me fill this stuff out right now. But I'm not selling no drugs, man. I don't know if that's what you thought I was doing because I took her out and shopped with her a little bit here and there. I saved that money when I was locked up. I wanted to do that with her when I came home. And I saved the money to be able to do that. Everybody wanted me to explain my time and my day and what I do. This was the first 2 years I came home. That's
Hmm.
how they treated me, and I understood, out of respect for the people that care, I understood. So I would explain.
Yeah.
But when they told me that somebody told them I was selling drugs in the streets and everybody's concerned, but nobody wanted to tell me who said it, that's when I put my foot down. I said, Ma, I told my mama, everybody else didn't matter. I said, Ma, it's the last time I'm going to tell you about my business. I reserve the right to be grown after this. So if you worried after this, Ma, I don't know what to tell you because I ain't the one you need to worry about. I don't want to be watching the people that I'm hanging around, the people that's supposed to be loyal to me. I love the peace that I got. I love it. I'll be broke every day if that's what it costs.
No.
I love this peace.
I pieces pieces everything.
Yeah.
My but another one other question I had, was it hard, being away for 17 years and getting out, was it hard to adjust with the new technologies, because a lot had changed, a lot changed in 17 years. So was that
Yeah,
was that hard getting accustomed to just new technologies?
see that wasn't a problem for me because I didn't sit in a jail cell when I was in there. I did school the whole time I was in there.
Nice.
I stayed in school, and it was a blessing. The Creator put this guy named Timothy Toller in my life. Scarmy C. It's my man, and he my big brother. I don't care if I don't speak to him no more. He's still my big brother. We still speak from time to time whenever we catch each other. But this my dude. I got my GED, and the guys had a big ass party on the deck for me. I don't know none of this finna happen, but they was really trying to entice other guys on the wing to get their GED. That's what it was about. I
Oh,
later
okay.
found that, but at the time, I'm kind of using this as as a bragging tool. I'm like, shit, they just laid the whole welcoming mat out, you know what I'm saying, on the wing. When I got back here, they I don't know, the police let them get pictures, all kind of stuff. They got posters up on the wall. They got banners. It was like being at home for a party when I got my GED. And Stoney come to me, like interrupted all my smiling, was like, hey, what classes you finna take for college? And I'm like, huh? I said, dude, you don't know what's going on? He was like, what you mean? I said, it's my party. I graduated, B. It's over with. I'm finna go shoot some dice. That's what I'm finna do. And he was like, man, because that's all I wanted. I'm not even finna lie. It was because I love shooting dice. And that's all they did. When I was at school, they was on the wing shooting dice. I'm like, man, I could be taking everybody money. So I wanted to shoot dice. Stoney told me, man, you going to school. I said, man, you don't even know me, man. Don't tell me what I'm finna do, dog. He like, man, you going to school. I'm bringing the papers. You going to school. I guess he understood that I was serious because the guy wanted to put me in school himself. And but how I actually went to school was I was talking to Dion about it, my little brother, on the phone, and my mama was on the phone eavesdropping because we had 2 phones in the house. And I'm like, man, I'm really mad. I'm like, man, this dude trying to force me to go to school and stuff, man, and put me on this list. And my mama like, oh, baby, you going to college? Oh, I just see all happy and stuff. So I'm like, man, what you doing on the phone? I'm like, damn, man, now I got to go to school because my mama happy. She wanted me to go to school. And I've been sitting here trying to figure out a way to make this lady smile because I feel like I disappointed her and let her down. So I went to school, and it wasn't that I was scared to go to school. Like I felt like I was dumb. I just wanted to do something else. I learned fast. Like I could take one look at it and it's a wrap, especially if I'm interested. And my daughter got that same attribute. She don't know how to use it though. She get uninterested quick. So I went to school, man, and I could not stop going to school. I couldn't stop. It's like every day I just wanted to go to school. I didn't want to be on the wing. I didn't want to go to the gym. I didn't want to hang with nobody. I just wanted to go to school. I come back. I'm doing homework. My TV was used for light for me to read and do homework. I spent years without watching an NBA basketball game. You know how much that drove me crazy in the beginning? But me training myself, trying to do better, it became a habit to the point where it was a part of me. And I seen a way that I could teach. And I learned how to teach the way I taught myself to remember when I was studying for my GED. And the lady messed around and gave me a whole classroom, man. I'm teaching ABE, pre-GED, and GED. I did that for 2 years, and the warden found out. Told me I couldn't go to the multi-purpose building without a pass from him.
Wow.
Yeah, so I mean, and they put out a grievance and everything, and whole time, internal affairs was supposed to come pick me up from my wing, but they didn't. They because the dude that was the sergeant or lieutenant, whatever, in internal affairs, he knew I had nothing to do with it. He talked because I was working in the when they took me out of there, they gave me a job in the visiting room, and dude was like, man, he was the one that was searching me before I went on the visit. I mean, before I went in there to work. And he said, hey man, you know I supposed to came and got you like 2 weeks ago. I said, come get me for what? Cause I know I ain't done nothing. I said, come get me for what? He said, it's a petition going around, but I know you ain't got nothing to do with it. People mad that you can't be in the school building. I said, I know they mad. I see them every day. He said, man, if I could, man, I'll get you back in there. I'll send you over there helping them people. He said, but the warden run this place the way he wants to, man. I'm just internal affairs. I said, man, I don't even care, fam. Just don't close the door when it's time for me to go out. I don't know for what y'all do with that bill. And he looked at me. I said, I'm keeping it a buck with you, dude. I enjoyed it and all that. But that ain't what I'm here for, fam. I'm finna pay y'all this little debt and get on with my life, man. So I don't know for what y'all do with that building. Just don't close the door when it's my turn.
So, after when did you actually started teaching like the religion? Was it after you had they had closed that opportunity for you to teach like the GED and pre GED?
Nope, that was before then.
Okay, because I know you was teaching religion, pretty tough in that.
Yeah, it was again the Gascony, Timothy Tola. He asked me one day, he was like, "Man, you fasting for Ramadan?" I said, "You mean no, don't eat and drink all day?" He said, "Yeah, and we do other stuff." I said, "I can't get past that part, man." And he started laughing. Now he making fun of me because now we friends, and he making fun of me about it. And I'm like, "Man, I could do that, man. You act like what y'all doing is something amazing. I could do that." So kind of challenging my gangster, he tricked me into doing it. So I fast for the month of Ramadan that year. And I learned a lot, but it wasn't until I went to the Nation of Islam service. I learned I learned more about my history in an hour and a half sitting in that service than I had learned my entire life. So I was sold. Nation of Islam is what's happening. I was sold. I was part of Nation of Islam for about 3.5, 4 years in the joint. And the military aspect to the nation building, to the religious aspect, I love it all. I know I'm not a member of the Nation of Islam today. At the end of the day, I am Mu'min. I just believe in my Creator. I believe in the Creator. I don't choose a nomination because the titles don't do nothing but pit you against another title.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I started teaching. I started teaching. I started teaching in the Nation of Islam first. Minister Michael X uh, was teaching me, and he later made me the assistant minister, and I would I would open up for him is what I would do. And the first time I spoke, he seen that I was reading the paper, and he said, "Let me see that paper." Down a little bit, baby. He seen that I was reading from the paper, and I'm like, "Man, what was I supposed to do?" Because he reading my paper now, and he said, "Hey, man, we don't do this, man." I said, "What?" He said, "We don't write speeches." I said, "Yeah, we do write speeches." I said, "Man, I listen to him all the time from Minister Louis Farrakhan. I listen to all them tapes you got in the cabinet, man." He said, "Yeah, those speeches." He said, "When have you ever seen that man with a piece of paper?" I said, "Man, I've seen him get behind a podium or something and look down." He said, "Them notes." He want to make sure he hit every subject and every topic that he wanted to feed you. He said, "He ain't wrote down nothing."
Yeah.
I said, "Well, I'm not Minister Farrakhan then." He said, surely you're not Minister Farrakhan." He said, "But you're going to strive to be him or better." He said, "I don't never want to see you read from a piece of paper again." But basically, you got to understand the message that you're bringing, and you got to express from your standpoint. That's why you speaking. You're not speaking to sound the most intelligent or sound like you got the most pertinent things to say. You just came to get a message that was put on your heart.
Mm-hmm.
When he gave me that understanding, it was like giving me wings, and I took off. It was. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. The Creator speak to me, man, all the time. I feel him and I understand, and yeah, I choose the latter sometimes. It's the world that we live in. This ain't no goody two shoes world. And me opening the door for somebody and they walking through with their nose up versus me opening the door for somebody and they jog to get to the door. And I'm telling them, "Don't run, sister. I'm opening the door just so you don't have to. You don't have to run. Take your time." It gives a different feel. You know what I'm saying? You don't walk through the door, nose up in the air, and don't say thank you. You know what I'm saying? Then I didn't have to open the door for you. But that's the attitude of people these days. You know what I'm saying? I spoke what came to my heart, and a lot of brothers, I spoke during Ramadan, and this brother came to me and said, "Man, I didn't know that you studied for real, man. I thought you was in here on tomfoolery, man. And I looked at him and I said, I thought the same thing of you. And we started laughing. You know, but after that, it was we had an interfaith service when I was in the last spot I was at. We had an interfaith service, and the chaplain allowed us. The warden didn't like it, but it was the chaplain's building. The chaplain allowed us to take talim. Talim is what you would call Bible study. The talim service from the Islamic services. He allowed us to open it up and invite everybody else over. And we turned to an interfaith service, and everybody got to pray the way they pray, introduce, and everybody prayed with you. I know you just did that yourself. Everybody got up to pray. When everybody when you was praying, everybody prayed with you. We took turns teaching the way of life that each nomination had, and we at the end of the day we understood that what happened in the story of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that's peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. They was coming to get the believers, the first believers. They was trying to get them and kill them. And the Negus is the king of Ethiopia. The king said, what do you say? Because they hit him with the Jesus thing. And he said, what do you say about Jesus? He said, man, we believe in Jesus. We believe that he was a virgin birth. We believe that he was sent by the Creator. We do not believe that he's God. We believe that he is a prophet. The niggas got up and drew a line in the sand. That's where that terminology and that slogan come from about the line in the sand. He drew a line in the sand. It was an actual event. And he told them, he said, what you believe and what we believe, because they were Christians. He said, it's just as thin as the line that's in this sand. And he told the people that was trying to, that came in there to get them, he said, man, they under our protection. They can stay. He said, y'all got to go, and y'all got to go now. So we had a lot of, I'm gonna put it like this. I'm gonna get off of that one. We studied the creation of Adam, just the creation of Adam, not his life yet. We studied the creation of Adam for 2 years in that interfaith service.
Okay.
2 straight years we studied just his creation, and we wasn't even done. The study was getting so deep, the brothers was like, we need to put this one on the back burner and study something else for a minute. Seriously.
Well,
But it was everybody.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was just saying it was everybody. It wasn't just Muslims or Christians or Hebrews. I'm telling you, when I say everybody, it was everybody. You had people in there still believing in Zoroastrianism. Have you ever heard of a prophet named Zoroaster?
I haven't.
No.
All right, look him up. Look up Zoroaster. Zoroaster he is recorded as the first prophet of a monotheistic faith.
I have to look up what monotheistic is.
Monotheistic is believing in one God.
Oh, okay. Mono means one, so yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, believing in one God. But he was the first. He's recorded as the first prophet to actively preach one God to people that believed in more than one God.
Well, I guess just to kind of change gears, I did have a pleasure of speaking with you before the show, and I don't want to end the show without you talking about, you were telling me that you were thinking about starting a podcast with, or if it may already be started.
Yes. Actually, on this same app that we're on right now, that's why I had it downloaded already. We got a podcast called The Brew, and it's basically how we kick it. But we're gonna film and stream on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. You can go to Gentlemen's Club. Yeah, the Gentlemen's Club, DGC is the page on Facebook.
Okay.
Also on Instagram, and you'll see snippets of it from there. And once the page is launched on YouTube, you can see the full episodes of everything. But we have real talks. Like these people that's on my show, they really, really know what they're talking about. We don't have guys on here just because they can talk slick. These people know what they talking about.
So are there episodes right now that people can listen to?
No, they're not, because I've been trying to do some syndicate things with this.
Oh, I
So I had
understand.
people. Yeah, I'm trying to really get paid off for it before it even get big. You hear me?
No, I understand. Hey, I get all the coins. I
Yeah,
understand it completely.
yeah. Because I'm telling. Listen here, we got to talk about. We got a discussion uh about being in one in a relationship with one person and one person only, and the origins of that, and how foreign it is to human nature.
It's so funny you said that, because this weekend, no lie, I literally had this conversation with a few people over dinner. And I said, the question was, and you guys can actually answer this question: do you believe that monogamy is something that's natural, or are we just pushing something that's unnatural?
It's unnatural, man. God
You
never
believe it's
said that.
unnatural?
Yeah, because listen, look at the population, and I'm kind of getting in the conversation we had on our show. If you look at the population and you break it down in numbers, within our ethnicity, within the African ethnicity, our women outnumber us 7-1. 7-1. You mean to tell me I'm not supposed to have more than one woman if I'm able to take care of more than one? So if every woman had it that way, and every man only had one woman, what are the rest of them supposed to do?
I don't know. You know what?
I'm just saying, God put these numbers. Numbers don't lie.
I hear
Numbers
you.
don't lie.
I hear you. And someone else kind of did bring up that, but then someone made a good point over dinner. They said, um, well, other animals, because we're all animals. Humans are animals, just like a monkey or a bird or anything else, right?
True.
There are other animals that are monogamous. There's so many other animals that are monogamous, like doves are, for instance. Doves are monogamous. Um, why is it that that we aren't? Or well, actually, some of us are. This is what I believe. I believe that it's either works for some people and it doesn't work for others. That's what I think. I think equally can work in theory. I don't think we're pushing anything unnatural, but that's a whole nother story. With that, but,
I mean,
we
yeah,
definitely had this conversation
natural.
this weekend.
Yeah, natural and unnatural is really in the eye of the beholder.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just saying, Jay-Z said it, men lie, women lie, numbers don't. When you look at the population, and you can look at the population in general, you ain't even got to break it down in our ethnicity. It's 3-1 or 4-1, female to male. It's, the
Dang.
numbers. The numbers is saying that not all y'all gonna have a man.
You hear this? You hear this, Tracy? We either got to share or
No,
be
I'm just saying the numbers is saying some of y'all not gonna have a man. That's what it's saying. It is.
Dang, yikes.
It
Dang.
is. I mean, if all look, there's gonna be 3 or 6 of y'all, depending on how you breaking the population down. When 7 of y'all walk up, 6 of y'all gonna be single.
But wait a second though. Why I'm over here thinking about my group of girls. And it's about 3 of us that's single and like maybe 2 that's married.
Exactly. Right.
Damn.
Exactly.
That is so funny.
Yeah.
Damn. Mm-mm-mm.
I mean, it's all in history. The Kitab is another name for Bible or Holy Book. But it's all in history if you look, man. I mean, you got plenty kings. They had a queen. He also had concubines. Who had the power though? Was only one with the power, and that was the queen.
Oh, it's
But
so crazy.
and actually, I'm gonna tell you why people over here feel that way. Because they use marriage as an ownership now. It's a license to say I own your ass, and you can't do too much of nothing. You know what I'm saying? Unless it makes me happy. And that's not what marriage originally is. A marriage was a tool to bring people together for real, for real. My tribe and your tribe, Tashi, my tribe could be in tour with your tribe, and we could have been killing each other for hundreds of years. The moment you and I get married, hold on one second. The moment you and I get married, that ends all of that bad blood. That's what marriage was used for. When people would go to war, when people would go to war, and a lot of men didn't make it back from war, they would what is they looking for? When people didn't make it back from war, and in this time, if you know history, women didn't have rights. Women didn't have no rights, and at all. And if you look at history for real, the women got their first rights through the advent of Islam. Through the advent of Islam, women got they got some rights among people, among society. So when guys would go off to war and they would end up dead, and we come back from war, these women were left to the wayside. So some other men would come and they would marry her. It had nothing to do with lust. It had nothing to do with, hey, I got a whole bunch of bitches or none of that. It had everything to do with to make sure she okay, to make sure she taken care of. Now she got benefits from society because she married to me. These things is what marriage was. That's why there's a contract. It had nothing to do with, you know what I'm saying? It's the affairs of the heart. Had nothing to do with this. Hey, look what I found down at the schoolyard. You know?
Well, I'm just shocked that that just shut me the hell up when you talked about the numbers, and I think about the demographic in my group of friends, and well, damn, it's just not enough men out here.
It's not. We got a side of our family, man. Lasagna, no, Joe. We got a side of our family that, when I say is almost just as big as the other side of the family, just that one side alone from Martha, they're like 95% girls.
Yeah.
It's like 7 boys over there, man. The rest of them is girls. Girls having girls. None but girls.
My family is like, my mom had 2. Yeah, my sister got 2 daughters, all girls. Damn.
Yeah, it's not enough men.
Mathing. I understand that. I have to become a damn sister wife.
Hey, you know what's crazy?
No numbers. I don't give a damn about no numbers, but that is one thing I can't be is a sister wife. I tried it didn't work.
Well, he said either jump on board or your ass gonna be single.
It didn't work. I guess I'll just be single then because it didn't work.
Hey, so what I was gonna say was, like, I guess this is like a serious conversation that we, probably need to, like, the whole world needs to start asking this themselves, because this seems like this almost come up every show.
It does.
Yeah, hey, but that we got a mean that's a mean little segment on that, man. And the side bars that we got that we were shooting outside the club that night. I don't even know that brother's name, man, but I'm telling you, bro went so hard. he went, man, I can't wait till y'all see the video of this. But he went so hard when he was talking about monogamy and stuff. And he was like, man, that shit is foreign to us. When we was over there, man, we had more than one wife, man. We had more. And he just got the name in different kings and whatnot.
Well, I am happy to have you on today. And I appreciate you giving us some insight of life, before being locked up, life during being locked up, and I'm happy to hear that you definitely have made your way and started a whole new chapter of your life. It sounds like, and I'm excited to hear about or see the podcast. When your podcast airs on YouTube, come back and join us so you can kind of plug the podcast and let people know we can check it out on YouTube once it is aired. Because if these are the conversations that you're having, I'm definitely tuning in.
Oh, exactly, same.
Yes, thank
I
you.
didn't even think about the numbers thing.
Thank
I'm
you.
over here. I'm telling you, shut me the hell up with that one because I really had to look around. Like, well, damn.
No, I'm listening to everything you're saying. Like, man, okay, he's making me think differently. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no one ever talks about the math about it. And
Yep.
Tracy, how about you? Like, when the girls, like, is it
I'm not
half
gonna lie.
married?
I'm not gonna lie. I missed that whole little section.
Oh,
My phone
okay.
cut out, so I don't even know what y'all talked about.
It's
Hmm.
recorded. You can you play it back and we'll come back to you, Tracy. But
Okay.
it's shocking. That's what it is. It's shocking.
Shocking.
Man,
Shocking
well,
or not, I believe in monogamy. Okay.
I
Hey,
agree.
Taji, my
Yeah.
phone cut out too around that time, but I was gonna let you know that when it comes to animals, there's actually more animals that's non-monogamous than it is that's monogamous.
But there are some. So that's why I go with, for me, it could be the Libra in me too. I believe that it can be true for both. Like, it can work and be true for both. You can have a monogamous relationship, be together for 100 years until you die. Or you can be in a happily sister wife, one husband situation as well. I think it just depends on how you want to live. But you know what? JT made a good
Yeah.
point. He said, if you can take care of your wives, and I have a lot of Muslim,
And that be the
friends
problem.
and been around, and that's the main point. You have to be able to take care of each wife the same level, and I think that's not
And
spoke about. And I'm happy you said, if I can take care of multiple wives, then yeah, then
they have to live in separate quarters. They
oh,
she have to have her own house. That's what I mean by you can't take care of the same. You can't take care of more than one woman and they all live in the same house. You don't want to even
Exactly.
live in that when your daughter get grown. You want her ass gone because she acts just like you. And
oh damn.
it ain't room in here for two queens. You gotta go. So no, we can't have this is the regimen though. This not my prescription. This is the actual regimen as far as
I don't know
African
why I thought
culture.
everyone lived in the same house.
Negative. If you're gonna have more than one wife, everybody got their own house. She got her own house, and the other one got her own house. And if you got three, she got her own house too. And she don't pay those bills. You pay them bills. That's
Well,
what taking care of your wife mean.
that now, see, now no one ever talked about having your separate quarters. Now this making work.
Yeah,
This
that's
making
that's
work.
what it is. Yeah, yeah. She's supposed to have her own quarters. You don't. You're not putting it. That's something different than if they both living together. We
Mhm.
this got a little bit more to do with lust than a contractual situation of affairs.
Mm,
You
Almost
know.
definitely.
wow.
Yeah.
The
So
only
yeah,
way
you.
it'll work, the only way it's gonna work is if I don't know nothing.
Oh, so you
I
gonna
Yeah.
can't
Now
know
you know
nothing,
that's
bro.
impossible because
Exactly.
he not gonna be able to sit his phone down. You're not gonna be able to talk on the phone or text without your eyeballs sliding over to see what's really going on.
And look, as I'm over here looking over to the left, real quick, I can't know nothing. I cannot know anything. That is the only way that'll work. Only way.
wow.
Other than that, don't invite me. I'm good.
I don't know. I just
I don't want them problems.
yeah. I don't think I want to be a sister wife, but the more and more I'm learning about it, I get my own nice house. I don't know. It may
It
work. I don't
sounds
know.
Just sit
good,
down.
but I ain't doing.
Mhm.
I don't know. Well, I do appreciate your time. I don't want to take no more up of anybody's time today. I do appreciate it. Definitely come back. Let us know when it's on air, the podcast, because this is what this platform is for, to bring awareness, plug projects, all of that. This is just a spot for everyone to really, shine and shine light on. I do appreciate you coming, James, JT. I keep going back and forth. And I do appreciate you.
I really appreciate you. I appreciate everybody. And once again, I know I apologize to Tashi, but I'm apologizing to everybody about the date and time change. My job real fluky. They'll lay us off, bring us back. My schedule change all the time because I'm a group leader. So they just sprung it on us at the last minute that I had to work Sunday morning, and that's why we had to reschedule, y'all. And I apologize for that, and I appreciate everybody coming through. And I love that I came up and speaks, man. I love you, cuz. You already know that, though.
Yeah, definitely,
You know what I'm
cuz.
saying?
All right. Well, I just want everyone to have a good week, and we'll catch y'all next time on the Positive Vibe Enthusiast. Have a good one, y'all.
All right.
All right. Good night.
Peace.
Bye.
Good night.
All right. Good night.